Hello lovelies, it's Dawnny P here. As always, huge welcome to my YouTube channel and to this video today. If you haven't subscribed, you know, and you want to, please hit the subscribe thing and do the bell thing. I'm not down with the kids with this lingo, but you know the drill. Anyway, hope everybody's okay and ready to do a bit of crafting with me. Today this card that I'm going to share is, it's basically, I've used ink, some small stamps and a couple of homemade masks to create this scene. So when I did it, I in my mind it was a sunrise, but the more I look at it, I think, you know, it could equally be a sunset as well, the sun going down. So, you know, whichever floats your boat. I liked it. I mean, you've probably heard me say this before. Any card that sort of ticks a multitude of sins gets my vote. And I thought, you know, it's like a peaceful looking card. Well, it is to me, a peaceful looking card, and you know, one that will work for, you know, quite a few occasions. Anyway, so that's the introduction to the card. I've done this one landscape, but I've also done another one which is portrait, and it works, you know, whichever way you want it to work. The reason I haven't used this, I'll show you. You know, I'm honest. I did these, I sort of did these in a grey, and I didn't like them. I thought, you know, when I did them, I thought, why have you done that? Anyway, but I did. But you can see that it will work. But we're gonna do it landscape today. So what I've used is, oh, and I should just say, I will put timings down below as well, because you could, if you don't want to listen to all this waffle, you can just fast forward. So, oh, I've just realised. Oh, it doesn't matter. I've been colouring on here. Can you see what a messy pop I am? Anyway, let me just grab my thing because it's going to wind me up. So what I've used is, to start with, I've used a circular mask, and this is an acetate set, a Sky Elements DL stencil set. I'm just after that bit really. But if you don't have this, you know, you've got a circular punch, you can just do that and use that. I personally like the I said acetate, it's not acetate, it's like a perspex thing, plastic, and it's quite flexible. So that's the first thing. The sentiment I've used, because I'm absolutely in love with this set at the moment, this is Happy Motivation. It's a Woodware set designed by Francoise Reed, the uber talented and lovely lady that she is. And I like it. The one I thought I'd use today is this one. Today will be so fabulous. So we're going to use that one. Stamp wise, I've used these two here, but honestly, any stamps you've got with little flowers and leaves, you know, that you think, oh, I'll never use those, this is a perfect card to use them up. So this one is Designer Boutique Sweet Meadow, and I've used, see all these little, show you on the actual stamps, all these, ooh, we've got glare, I'll try and stop that, there you go. You can see all these little bits and bobs that we've got there. They're perfect for this card. Anything like that, just use those. And then for larger foliage, I've used the Wild and Free set. Again, it's Designer Boutique. I'm just using this one here because I love it, and this sort of solid leaf shape here. So those are the stamps. Card wise, to stamp on, I've used the Foundations card in bright white, because I like bright white, but if you don't, they do, it's called coconut white, which is, it's got more of a sort of creamy tone, so you can use that as well. So we can get started. Oh, I'm going to bring in, if you excuse me a second, I'm going to bring my station in to try and get that kind of in the middle. I'm sorry about that light line. Let's see, can you see? I hope you can still see that. I'll put it back on again in a second. And I'm going to put you on here. Let's put it up to there and put it'll just hold the stencil in place a little bit for me, because I'm going to be sort of moving it around. The actual stencil or mask is just, now don't get jealous, this is one I made, and you can see it's it's been well used. It's just done with a scrap of old copy of paper, and you just literally rip it. You've seen that before. So I've used one like that, and I've used one which is, that's quite hilly, that one, and this one's sort of bumpy but less bumpy. But honestly, just rip it up until you get the thing that you're happy with. Okay, so let's anchor that down there, and we're going to start and add the ink. So to add the ink, I'm using one of these Versafine Creative blending brushes, but if you like smoothies or blending tools, anything will work. And I will list the inks at the bottom, but again, you know, mix and match with what you've got. I'm using Distress Inks, and the first colour I'm going to go in with is Dusty Concord, which is like this sort of lilac-y colour, because I want to create the sky first. I'm working from the top and working down. Okay, so taking to start with the excess off onto a scrap of card, literally just going over. Is my hand going to be in the way there? Hopefully it's not. And just adding the ink. My ink pad's probably past its best now. Do you know, I had these inks for years and didn't bother with them, and then one day I thought I needed a particular colour, and I dug them out, and they're still okay. Right, what I'm trying to avoid really is patchiness, but don't worry too much, because we're going to go over with a darker colour as well around the edges afterwards. Okay, sorry about the traffic noise, you know what it's like here. Okay, so that's that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my my sun in. So I want him about here, and I'm going to use two yellows. I'm going to use Scattered Straw and Mustard Seed. So the Mustard Seed's quite a vibrant yellow, and the Scattered Straw is more sort of more muted, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to go in, starting, let's move that up a bit, starting in the centre. I'm going to add my yellow ink, like so, to the end. And then, yeah, that's okay. Let's take that away. And I'm going to then go in around the outside with some Scattered Straw, because I want to sort of create, you know, like a hazy effect, you know, like when the sun's coming up and it's a bit hazy. Not that we have many mornings like that in this country, do we? But perhaps we did once. I was talking about that with Richard last night and thinking, is nostalgia does it just affect the way you think? Or did we really have like seasons years ago? I'm just going to put a bit darker yellow in the middle. Okay, so you can see I've created that like that. Sorry, I'm waffling about nostalgia and what have you. But we did, didn't we? We had seasons. I can remember my mum getting every winter. All your summer clothes would go away and your winter clothes would come out, and then in the spring or summer, you know, they'd swap them over. Obviously new clothes, because hopefully we would have grown. Right, so next colour I'm going to use, sorry, is Worn Lipstick. And what I'm using this for is to create, in these dips here, you know, that sort of hazy pink sky that you get on a beautiful morning. Again, cast your memories back, lovelies. They don't happen very often, do they? I don't want to do it over the top. It's just where you make, you know, where your little dips are, really. Okay, and I think that should do it. Okay, so that is those done. Let's take these off and have a look. yeah, happy with that. So next stage, I'm going to put on my ground mask. Posh, isn't it? Really posh. Okay, and I'm going to go in with the greens this time. So I'm going to use some peeled paint and some Shabby Shutters, I think, for this. Again, you know, don't try and remember it. I will list it. And let me just, I'm using the same brush. If you just clean it in between, it's fine. Okay, so actually I'm gonna do it the other way around. I'm gonna start with the Shabby Shutters, which is a bit paler, and I'm gonna go in, oops, I'm gonna go in with this green and add a bit of colour. I hope this isn't shaking, by the way. If it is, I apologise. I've tried to anchor down the camera as best as I can so it doesn't move. So otherwise it'll end up feeling like you're watching the Blair Witch Project. So I'm adding that green, but I'm not going right the way to the top of that white area there. Okay, like so. Just a little bit of green. My ink pads, as I say, they're probably past the best now. I think I need to get some more. And around these areas here. Now, I want to add a bit of depth, so I'm going to go in with the peeled paint now, which is a darker green, but I just want that. I just literally want that on the edges, just on the very edges where it meets, and that's going to give us some depth. So we've got the two colours going on, and hopefully between them that should be okay. Should we take it off and have a look? Yeah, I like that. And then which way am I going to go with this now? Let's have a little look. Might turn it over. I think I'll turn this over to create that. Yes, I think that's what we'll do. Just have a play. And again, going in with the peeled paint to start with. Lying, she says. Going in with the Shabby Shutters to start with. Dear me. I'm doing this video early in the morning. I'm going to get my hair cut later. So I thought, well, I'll get this one done. I've got another one to do as well. But you know, I'm dozy at the best of times, but first thing in the morning I think I'm particularly bad. So just creating that pale green sort of rolling hills effect on here, like so, and again not going right to the top of that white area, like that, and then again the peel paint just to go on the edges to create the illusion of depth. So on and so on, right to the end. Let's move you along. Okay, I think that should be okay. And then, oh, quite like that. Should we do one more? No, I think I might stop there. I'm going to stop there. Yes, I'm going to stop there. But what I will do is I will use my Shabby Shutters here. Just to add a bit of greenery on the bottom. Stand still, will you? That's it. On the bottom, like so. We can go over these at the end if we want to change anything. And then what I'm going to do now is, and you can do this now or at the end, is I want to darken the edges. So for that, make sure I'm putting the right lid on the right ink, because that could be disastrous. Let's move my greens out of the way. And I'm going to go in with some chipped sapphire, which is like I want to say like a navy blue, like a dark blue. And I'm going to add that along the top and down, and especially in the corners. Okay, so that's just going to go on here, and straight away you can see that you get that nice effect in the corners, a nice darker effect. Going all over the ruler here, never mind. Okay, what's happened here is what I didn't want to happen. So I've created like a, yeah, it's a bit dark in that corner, but never mind. And if there's any areas which you think, oh, I don't really like that, just get your first colour, which was Dusty Concord, if you remember, and just go lightly over it, and it should take away those horrible lines. Well, I've made a complete pig's ear in that corner, but anyway, not to worry, we're going to go with it. And then again down the sides, just to add a little bit of depth, and I'll try not to make a mess in this corner. And the same down this side, like that. Just a nice soft subtle effect. And I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to do the stamping, and hopefully I won't need to go back over it, but it's no biggie if I do. Right, so let's have you there. I'm now going to use an acrylic block. Well, I did have an acrylic block, there it is. And my first stamp. And the first stamp I'm going to use is going to be this one here, which is like that solid leaf look. And I'm going to use Forest Moss, which is quite a deep green colour. Let's just try it on there, make sure we've... And you can do first and second generation stamping on this if you want. You know, mix it up a bit. And literally, I'm going in along the sides like this. Let's see, these move, these stamps, you can bend them. You can sort of bend them. So if it's a bit, there we go. Let's have you like so. I'm going off the edge as well. I don't want everything to be on the edge. Let's have a little second generation stamp going on there. I've missed a bit there, it's not going to matter. It's really not. So I'm varying the sizes, but I'm kind of creating, do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to create sort of height and big bits and small bits. I don't know what the technical term is. You know me. Right, so that's that stamp done. Just for the moment, I will pop it back on. Oh, I'll just clean it. I can't help myself, you know. There we go. That's on there. And now I'm going to take this one while this sets out. I can't tell you how much I love that one. Look at it. I like all the bits on the end. And I'm going to use, you can either use your Versafine ink for this, which I think I might do, or if you've got black soot, anything like that, but a black ink anyway. And I always try it on the scrap paper before I commit it. I'm going to turn this around a little bit. Hope you can, whoops, hope you can still see. And then I'm going to ink these bits up. I'm being a bit random where they go, not too many of them. Let's put you sticking out there, you sticking out there. Do I want one more? I might have one more. I might have one more here. About here. There we go. So that's him done. And now we get to play with our little stamps now, those tiny stamps. Clean that and move this away, and I'm done with this set now, this larger set. Now we can get the smaller set out. And again, we've got all sorts to choose from in here, so we can go to town really. So firstly, I think I might use this one here. I'm going to use Dusty Concord for that. Or am I? No, I think I'm going to use Scattered Straw because it's more sort of straw-like. So I'm going to use Scattered Straw for this. And I'm going to just add some pale bits around here, and let's have some here and some here, and again vary the height. I think that's enough with that one. I'm just building up my little meadow here. Next one, I think we'll use this one for Dusty Concord. This one reminds me of like lavender, can you see? And if there's any people that really know the plants out there, I do apologise because I really don't. But I'm very honest. I don't know me. I know me daisies and me dafts, but anything else, I'm like, oh, okay. What is it? I bought an app that's supposed to tell you. You know, you're supposed to be able to wave your phone at these plants and it'll tell you, but it didn't really work for me personally. Let's have you there, quite pale, and a darker one there, and again let's have you behind there, just sort of ghosting it. Okay, next I think we'll have some flowers. So we've got quite a few to choose from in this one, but I'm going to go with this one here. Excuse me, I'm going to go with this one here. This one here. And I'm going to use some rusty Hinge to give a pop of colour. I mean, you could use reds or your bright yellows, whatever you've got really. But I like it because it just pops a bit. And we can, you know, like meadow, like a proper meadow flower. And you can see straight away we've got some nice colour going on there. Just a little bit. And we'll have you there like that, so going in different directions, and then maybe a small one down there, and maybe one there like that. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there because, you know, with me, I'm always one stamp away from it being too much. Right, let's move those. So now I'm just going to tidy up the ends of the cards around here. And again, for this, I'm going to use chipped sapphire and a bit of forest moss. And we'll start with the forest moss. Clean my blending brush and just go in, just to, you know, so it's not like a white edge, if that makes sense, on the edge of the card, on the bottom here, like so. And then let's move you away, and I'm going to add a bit more chipped sapphire in these corners, just to darken it a little bit. Okay, that's that. Oh, this has annoyed me, this corner, honestly, it really has. heavy-handed Annie. Let's soften that. There we go. Right. Just a few little bits and pieces now. I think what I'll do, I'll get my, what you call it here, my Jelly Roll white pen. And I'm just going to go in and, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do on these last little bits. Let's move the station and I can put the light on, back on. There we go. Yay. And I'm just going to go and add to these little, I don't know what they're called, these little circular things on the end of the plant. I'm doing them in white, but you could do them in gold or red or anything you want, really. I honestly don't think there's any rights or wrongs here. Just do what makes you happy. Get into the zone and just forget about life for half an hour. It's all depressing at the minute, isn't it? And there we go. Oops, I've missed that bit there. As you can see, I'm not being too accurate. Whoops, that's an understatement on that one. Just going round and oops, missed you. Nearly done. I've just realised I've forgotten my little flies. I'll have to do those. It's okay. I've got me, still got my stamps out. There we go. And last one, this one here. There we go. Have I missed any? I don't think I've missed any. So that's that. Let me get my set out again, because I put some little flies or midges, whatever they are. Those little things. They're really cute. It's this here anyway. Those. And again, I'm going to do them in some black, but I might use some black soot for this, so it's not quite so. Yeah. So we're just going to put, you see my hand's in the way now, just going to stamp a little group of them here, like that, and maybe a few down here. Do we want any more? I don't think we do. I think that's enough flying insects. And then lastly, I'm going to add a bit of glitter. Quickie glue pen and Clair glitter, and the one I'm using is this one here, which I forgot to tell you at the beginning. This is Diamond Frost. It's a very clear and pretty glitter. So I need a scrap of card. You'll do. Oh, there we go. And all I'm going to do is add little dots with the Quickie glue pen on a white bit, and then you can see it a bit better. Just and maybe around some of the flowers. I'm not really being too fussy where it goes. And then we're going to add this on here. Oops. So, I haven't been very accurate about where that's going. Tip that off, I'll move that in a second. I won't bore you with putting that back in there. And we're nearly done. The only other thing, you see, they've just got that little subtle, you see this, I don't know if it'll pick it up. See if I can waddle it round a bit. Those glitter, little bits of glitter around here, around the flies. Little fairy dust. The only other thing I would do now is I would put it onto some black card, and then I'd get a card blank. This is an 8x8, and I glue it on there, glue it down there, and then I get my sentiment, trim it off obviously. Today will be so fabulous. And this is the thing, isn't it? If I've missed any areas, or this side, I like this side better than this side, or vice versa, I can use that to cover it up, like so. There you go. So that's our card today. I hope you've enjoyed that. And like I say, if you have, please do subscribe. There will be some more videos coming. I'm about to do one in a second, which is going to get really messy, which is why I did this one first. So that's that. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.